Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Yvonne here from My Hello Kitchen. It's been a long time since I have made a video, I've done an interview, or any recipes. So, first and foremost, I wanted to say Ramadan Mubarak to everybody who is celebrating and observing. And I'm sure that most of you are making and enjoying some very delicious and tasty recipes. As you know, last year I really didn't post any recipes during Ramadan. I think it was a very bittersweet time, and it continues to be. And if there is one thing I've learned and observed over the last year and a half, is that we still need to celebrate life, and we still can take some examples of people who are going through incredible, unimaginable hardships, and how they just celebrate life. They continue to go on, and they continue to make food with what they have, and to gather with family, friends, loved ones, community. And so that's been a very special thing to see and to learn, and to sort of strengthen my faith personally. But last year, I didn't feel it was right to do any recipes. And this year, I'm sort of slowly easing back into it. I would say the past year and a half has been one in which it was very difficult for me to show food, to be honest. So I was sort of using our platform to talk about the need for food and water, and the importance of food and water security in parts of the world that really are struggling with that. And I think it gave me a new resolve in terms of what I felt was a mission behind My Hello Kitchen. And so, yes, recipes will always be part of what I do, and my love of food and cooking, and global cuisine, and making all kinds of global cuisine halal is, the MO that got me started on this journey in 2008. It's been a really long time. But I think we have evolved and changed and grown over these years. And halal is such a passion of mine. Of course, I think it's a passion for a lot of people. But um, My Halal Kitchen is such a purpose-driven um, institution, I guess you could call it, or a website, a platform. So many things you could call it. But it really was born out of a need that I saw for educating people about halal, and and also making a broader range of foods halal and accessible to Muslims, to show like substitutions that could be made for my heritage cuisine, which is Italian, Sicilian specifically, um, Latin food on my other side, and American food, part of my upbringing. So I think it has, inshallah, hopefully served some of that purpose, and helped to educate the general public about what halal is. I'd like to think that I had a little part in that, in sort of pioneering the way towards an understanding, because without that understanding, I would see a lot of problems in society, and the approach to Muslims, and the intense Islamophobia that would happen. But I think um, that knowledge has been powerful for a lot of people to absorb, and to enjoy the food that comes out of our communities. And I have met so many amazing people throughout this journey, both within the Muslim community, outside of the Muslim community, the culinary world, the halal world. So I have been infinitely blessed with that, and I hope that any of you watching have been able to benefit from this work. But it has had so many ups and downs, I will say. And I've not always talked about those, because I try to focus on the task at hand, which is providing information and recipes. But in the last year and a half, I think a lot of things shifted, but in the right direction, I would say. I had the opportunity to do some things, and I don't think I never saw them as things just for myself. I really saw them as opportunities to share the goodness of what is halal and the cuisines that are born out of the Muslim world, but also the cuisines that are traditionally not seen as halal, but they can still be enjoyed in a halal way. And so I will share a few of those things, and hopefully in the next few months, I'll be posting more and more of the things that sort of we need to catch up on about, places I've traveled to and things I've been working on, so that you can see, some of the things that have been very important in the background. And where do I start? Before COVID, I was in Turkey for about a year and a half, and it was an incredible experience. But it had a lot of ups and downs. Personally, I would say, and food-wise, Turkey is like a chef's dream. If I could go back tomorrow, I definitely would go back. But I think Allah had a different plan for me, and shifted me back to the U.S. at the time during COVID to do other things. And so my experience in Turkey was something that in the years to come, I hope you'll see more and more of the fruits of that labor of exploring and enjoying and digging into Anatolian cuisine. But I was on the western side of Turkey, on the Aegean side, close to Greece, and it was just phenomenal. I mean, it really reminded me a lot of Sicily, but same ingredients, but made in a different way, and everything pretty much halal almost. I mean, there is alcohol there and things that a halal observant person probably wouldn't want to get into, obviously. But that aside, I mean, the cuisine was just something that I want to share so much of that, and I have to figure out how to put that into the right place. I did, as a result of that experience, I created Oil of Anatolia, which is my olive oil brand, and that was a result of years of working on different projects and working with different people. And I was so lucky to be able to go to these farms and meet the people who are bringing our olive oil to America and hopefully to other countries soon. But it's just a phenomenal taste, and I won't get into that right now because I think that takes a whole separate conversation. But it's you can find it at oilofanatolia.com, and on that website I have quite a bit of, well, I have Turkish recipes there, but not as many as I would like to put on. So hopefully there'll be a cookbook at some point coming out about that. But that was just something I really think if you like Mediterranean food, if you like, just really just super healthy and like earthy food, please go to Turkey and look at the website, Oil of Anatolia. I also have lots of those recipes on my halalkitchen.com. But also, as a result of that trip, I was able to have the experience of cooking Turkish cuisine at the World Bank last year in May. That was an amazing experience to be able to share hearty halal Turkish food. And the line was just out the door for people who wanted to get this food. I was able to share many recipes that were served to staff at the World Bank. So here's most of which are economists coming and maybe expecting like vegan and vegetarian dishes, but they were so happy to see meat and potatoes. So it was an amazing experience. Shortly after that, in the summer, I went to Jordan and on a culinary tour, and that was another phenomenal trip. It was very short, so I wasn't able to see a lot of the country, but I was able to see the northern part of Jordan, and it's a very pastoral area. So I loved every minute of that trip because I was able to meet locals and spend a lot of time with sheep and goat. And you guys who have been following me for years know that I have a weakness for those animals. I just love them, and I love what they give us. And so That was a unique trip. I was able to cook with Michelin star chefs from Europe. I was the only one there who's not like a, professionally trained chef or with a restaurant, but I was able to make my famous dates with cream, dates stuffed with nuts and cream on top, and citrusy and pistachios, all with local Jordanian ingredients. So that was so fun. I really, really want to go back there as well. So the year has been, it was really an intense period where I was traveling quite a bit. And after that, I realized that one of the things that I really care about in this world and the work that I'm doing with my Hello Kitchen isn't just about cooking, although I could be in the kitchen from morning to night and I just don't get tired. There's something about cooking I absolutely love. But what I love even more is the markets and the places where you find the local foods and speak to the local farmers and producers. I mean, I think that's something that I have loved since the minute I stepped in Italy when I was like 18 years old and went as on a family trip. I think that just planted the seed in my brain that this is the way I wanted to live, and this was the way that people seemed really healthy, so fast forward many, many years later, and that has never changed. So that package of being able to shop, cook, and feed the people that I care about is just my absolute passion. But I have to also say that because the world is changing and things are very can seem very chaotic at times, and we have to sort of be observant and know what's going on. But I try not to, watch too much that will distract me from certain things that I really need to do. Is this topic of food and water security? And so I have been trying to help and contribute to the FAO's high-level panel of food security and nutrition uh, organization. So I'm trying to use my background in food and my academic background in international relations to really just see what we can do, what ideas we can contribute, especially from the halal perspective, because I do believe halal it's a beautiful concept when done properly and done correctly. This halal and tayyib, we have so many ethics surrounding halal, and there is a lot of transparency in the supply chain when done properly as well. So I think that all ties in together. So that's sort of some of the background stuff that I've been working on, and I really am enjoying that because it gives me a little bit of an intellectual outlet for the things that I spend my time on reading and researching. And it needs to have an outlet. And I think that sometimes those of you who expect recipes probably don't want to hear that when you're just looking for recipes. So I have to have a place for that and a place for recipes. So it's just something that I have found to be very fulfilling, and I'm just scratching the surface of that, to be honest. And so I really am trying to balance out that with the other projects and to continue serving all of you who have been on this journey with me. But I don't consider it mine. I consider it ours, because we are all in this together, and we need each other. We are an ummah, and we are a family. And I say that to Muslims and non-Muslims, because halal is for everybody, not just those of us who observe it. This is something that I hope all of you who do understand and observe it will share it with your friends, neighbors, family who maybe don't understand halal. So that is my, another aspect of my MO out there. And what else? Oh, the big one. I have to say, I guess part of me doesn't like to be very when I can work on promoting other people and their stuff and their products. I'm very happy to do that. But when it comes to something that I've done personally, I have a hard time sort of saying it out loud, I guess. But this is for others as well. So it's not just for me. This is an undertaking I'm going to tell you about right now that has been years in the making. And we tried it years back, for some of you who might remember, and the technology just couldn't catch up with what we wanted it to do. And so that's when I went to Turkey and I started to do other things because I was a bit frustrated and burnt out from trying this project that put a lot of effort into, and it just didn't work at the time. But alhamdulillah, there's divine timing for everything. And just, I would actually say, honestly, by chance, that this marketplace that we've just launched, it's live on our website now, is available, and it's technologically intact for everybody to be able to use. Now, so if you go to myhalalkitchen.com, the website looks totally different. Let me see if I can present. Yes, there I can. And I can, let's see, how do I'm trying to share my screen so you guys can see. Oops. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is the new myhalalkitchen.com, and the tagline is "The future of halal shopping starts here." So the reason is because we are going to allow people who have a product. Let's see if I can. Oh, there it is. There. If you have a product that is halal, particularly a food product, food, wellness, even cosmetics. We're not looking at clothes or anything like that, or home decor right now. Maybe in the future, but right now, food, wellness, cosmetics, fragrances that are halal, because there's a reason for all of that. You can create an account with us and upload your products, prices, and where you would like to ship. So you don't have to be in the United States. You can be anywhere in the world, and then dictate where you can ship to, like where you're willing to, where you're able to ship to. So it's just an amazing feat for us to be able to offer this to you now, because we weren't able to do this before. We tried this before and it was just too complicated. But now we have set up all of our commission structures and payouts. And so we're going to give it a go. Right now, the first product that's on there is oil of Anatolia, as I told you about before. And so it's the first one. And I wanted to launch the website even before having other products, because I just wanted to start sharing it. And so if you have a product that you want to upload, you can register and we'll take a look, just make sure it's through and through halal, and then we will offer it. And we will use our platform and our large numbers on Facebook and any other media sites to help promote your products. And so I think that this is a way for us to utilize the name that we have, the numbers that we have, to help our community grow and prosper. And that's really what I feel business is for us as Muslims. That we are meant to be ethical. We are meant to have products that are through and through halal, and we are meant to help each other to grow, a healthy competition. Things that serve the community and serve the world. And so I'm a true believer in, if the products are healthy and they are halal, obviously. So halal and tayyib and halal and organic, or however you want to say, they are better for us. They're better for the earth. They're better for our children, all of that stuff. And so please, if you know of a product that ticks those boxes, this is a great time to share that with your friends. I really am not interested in products that just slap a label on. I heard this halal label and um, provide ingredients that nobody understands. They're not healthy, or we know that they're not healthy for us, but maybe they're considered made in a lab, so there's no animal ingredient. I mean, I've studied enough food science to understand what I want to see in products and what I really don't want to be putting in my body. So I really won't want those in yours either. So we're going to be pretty choosy about the products that we approve, but that's because we want it to have a standard that is incredibly high. And so we're also, the best thing about this is that it's global. And so if you are in Morocco and you have an amazing product like argan oil, for example, maybe you know of a women's co-op that's making harissa, or I don't know, and you're able to sell it, even if it's just within Morocco or maybe just to Europe, you can still list your products on the website. So that's an amazing, amazing thing. So I'm really happy that we're able to offer this to help businesses grow and prosper and to offer those great things to everybody. I'm excited to see what products come out there and what I can also try and serve to my family as well. Because I over the years I've seen so many amazing products, and and it doesn't have to have a halal certified label on it. I can tell by speaking with people. I can tell by looking at the ingredients and then getting more information from people, whether or not we can host the product or not. So if you don't have the halal certification on the product, except if it's meat is the exception, but everything else we can work with. For example, olive oil. We don't have a halal certified label on our olive oil, but I know through and through that everything is halal. So, we work with what we can, and when we can afford to do labeling and things like that when necessary, we will. But with meat, it's a totally different story, and that really, really has to have some assurances deeper than other things. So that said, let's see. The last thing I should say is that many of you might be asking, where I am and, what I'm doing. My life has changed a lot in the past few years. And I also usually I don't get too personal about anything because I try to keep it just on the food. But you might have seen me posting quite a bit from Canada. And that is because I have uh, moved to Canada by way of marriage. And so I never thought that I would end up in Canada. I really was quite happy in San Diego. But as life turns out, after I was in Turkey, I was in San Diego for some time, and was very happy. It's a beautiful place, very healing. The weather is amazing, and I could grow anything. But life changes, and I came to Vancouver, and so it's different for me. The climate is not as to my liking as San Diego, but it's incredibly beautiful, and it's mild compared to other parts of Canada. I know because I came from Chicago in the Midwest, so I understand Toronto and Windsor and all those places out east. So I'm in Canada, and it's a very interesting time to be in Canada. But I do frequently go back to the U.S. to handle business and to see family. So if you need to send me anything, you can still send it to the U.S. But for now, I'm also in Canada, and I'm seeing amazing Canadian halal products, but amazing Canadian products that are naturally halal. And so it's really an interesting time to be here. It's been a bit exhausting, I would say, because of all the things we have to see on TV. But I'm actually it's peaceful and quiet. And that is priceless, especially in these moments. So I am, I will spend some time in the near future to write about some really cool places that I've seen here that are halal, and these aren't your, just your restaurants that you might assume. These are just some really, really interesting places that I would say make a trip to Vancouver just to visit. So that'll be out on my Halal Kitchen or my Substack newsletter, because I have also started that, and that has more of a Mediterranean lifestyle focus, because I can't let go of that. Living in Turkey, being Sicilian, and then living in San Diego, of course, I got very, very addicted to this beautiful climate and all the food it produces. So there was a lot I wanted to share, and just by way of being busy with building a new life, I didn't have the time to do some of that. But I am much more settled now, and I plan to do all of that soon, inshallah, if Allah permits me, and if I get the time and energy to fit it all in, because there's so much I want to do. And I am working on another book. It is not another typical cookbook, like a halal kitchen. I want to do a 2.0 of the halal kitchen cookbook, but I think that will come after this one. So the next book is going to be more about the food industry, what's in your food, problems with the food industry, even the halal industry, and what we're going to do about it. What are the solutions for living more healthy, more sustainable, great recipes. I'm working on it with another wonderful woman. So I'll keep her name back until she's ready to talk about it. But yeah, so we're collaborating on that, and it's going to be, I think, a very good book that we can be proud of, because it's accumulation of all the problems that I have seen going, being in this industry for many years. But we need solutions rather than just focusing on problems. And so that's sort of what we're trying to bring to it. And the recipes are fantastic, I should say. So with that said, I think I've probably talked a lot, maybe more than I should have. I would love to see your comments. I would love to hear from you. I would love to get your feedback. I'd love to know from you more about what you would like to see. Are you happy with some of the things that we're doing, and the progress we're making? And just talk to me. I love to get your comments and start discussions with my audience. I feel like you are family, and I want to communicate more. And so let this be the start of something, some really good discussions, I hope. So I'll try to do some more live events, but I thought, because this was in Ramadan and people are breaking their fast or tired, or they're going to Tarawih, that it's going to be the wrong time to do a live. So I thought this could be pre-recorded so that you guys could watch and comment whenever you want. So I think that with that said, I should say my salams and let you guys enjoy the rest of your evenings and have a lovely iftar with your families. And shoot me an email if you feel a little bit too shy to leave a comment. It's contact@myhalalkitchen.com. Take care, and Ramadan Kareem. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Bye-bye.